Hey guys, Blocky T here, and yes, we're in jungle practice. That means I'm bringing you a tutorial, if you couldn't tell by the title. I've been meaning to do this for a while, it's just there was a lot of talk about buffing Chang'e, and I didn't want to have a tutorial and then have it immediately become outdated. And it seems that will not happen for at least 2 weeks. So, alright, let's start the tutorial. Let's just start with a brief overview of Chang'e. Chang'e is a support mage with huge utility and sustain. Her playstyle is very interesting. It's basically all about, well no, essentially all about being mobile, healing, and dealing damage, and supporting. And we'll see how her passive and stuff buys into that. I'm just gonna grab some stuff here, so you're not watching me clear minions for 4 hours. Alrighty, good. That should be enough. Alright, so Chang'e's passive is called Jade Rabbit. Basically, what she has here, you see, I'm not in the store right now, but I can buy stuff. So let's say I want Chronos. No, I don't want Chronos' pendant. Not even a hypothetical situation. Let's say I want Polynomical. My rabbit will go to the store, to our fountain, pick it up, and maybe you can see him in the distance, and it'll bring it back to me. So basically, I can buy and sell items from the store without actually going back to the store, and that's one part of her huge sustain. You can buy anything with that, health potions, actives. You can sell things too, but you can only do one thing at a time. So, gotta be careful. The second part of her passive, that whenever she's using one of her abilities, she gains 25% movement speed, and the backpedal penalty is reduced. Alright, let me see. Did I get that right? And no backpedal penalty. That is correct. Alright, so yeah, you'll see that. Basically, it's like we're moving fast now, then we move faster for like 1 second. So it's pretty good. That was her first move, Crescent Moon Dance. And that's what we'll go over next. Alright. Chang'e is a very interesting god. There's a lot of skill required in her shot. Now her first move, Crescent Moon Dance, is what you just saw. I'm just gonna go like this. And yeah, it's just a slice. It's a slice! It's just a cone in front of you. I have it on instant cast because I feel that's the only way I can really play Chang'e. You'll see Chang'e, her lore is all about like she's dancing and all of her moons are named after dance, like Crescent Moon Dance, Moonlit Walls, Moonflower Dance. They're all dances. So you always want to be mobile. I feel that the ability to be able to get an ability going as soon as you hit the button is critical. And most of her moves, 2 out of 3 of her moves, Moonflower Dance and Crescent Moon Dance, they are very easy to aim once you get the hang of it. Maybe the first match as her. You know, maybe it's the first match as her. Like, keep it on normal casting, but once you get the hang of it, highly recommend just going on instant. With the new patch, you can actually put this on normal, everything else on instant, so that's good. This is her ultimate. You don't want that on instant cast just in case you hit the wrong button. But yeah, so what Crescent Moon Dance does is you see it applies damage. It does a good chunk of damage, and it's on a very low cooldown. Like you'll see here, it's got a 5-second cooldown with CDR. I believe it's a 3.4-second cooldown. It also has an interesting effect. Once you use it, it applies a certain amount of physical protections to you and any of your allies hit by it. You'll see it's 30, which that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is something you can use on your allies in a teamfight situation. But what it's meant to be used for is this. That was a terrible sweep, but it's meant so that you hit all of their minions and yours, buffing your front minions so they take less damage and are able to push the other minions harder. It's a very tricky thing to do. The proper way to use her one, if these stupid trees weren't in the way, you basically go up into the side. They'll come out soon. We'll go first person for now, but you go up on the side, use your ability, and hopefully you get their archers, their melees, and your melees. So alright, we'll go first person here. And, oh, nope, I missed. Oh, it's first person view. What can I do? So, that's her first ability. And I guess I should have mentioned this earlier, but about her passive, it gives 25% increased movement speed when you dance. If you're low on health and running, just spam every ability. Like, as soon as it comes up, just spam it. If you have low CDR, it really can make a difference. Like, it's between them, like, hitting you with that last range skill shot and getting the kill, and you getting away. So that's something else to do. Alright. Her next, that was Crescent Moon Dance. Very useful. Very good for poking. Very good for, what is it even? Yeah, good for poking, really good for pushing lanes. If you're playing a solo lane Chang'e, that is definitely something I would level up first. Now her second ability is called Moonlit Waltz. Oh, I messed it up. Basically what Moonlit Waltz is, basically you saw I flew in the air for a second. I was trying to find a good way to model it, but I guess I lost.
First blood.
Shut up, bro. I'm just gonna buy some more CDR real quick. Breastplate of Valor, take it. Basically what it does is, you see you glow white and spin in the air, and for that time you are immune to everything. And that's pretty good. Like, it's honestly exceedingly good. But here's the thing, it's a little tricky, like, watch this animation, just real quick. You saw I hit it, I flew in the air. However, like, from the time that I'm jumping off the ground to my apex, my highest point in the air, I'm actually still vulnerable to damage. And then once I land on the ground, I'm actually immune for like another second. The duration of this is a second, not that much. However, this is very tricky. It's not like, oh, I'm in trouble. It kind of is, but if you're not seeing it coming at all, it's very tricky to use properly. And this also, for each tick of damage you avoid, it restores a certain amount of mana to your allies and you. That's just kind of a meh thing. Eventually, once you get it fully upgraded, the cost will be the same as the amount of mana regenerated. So that's something. Okay. Let's see, what else? Got him. Something out about... when you level up, the cooldown also increases. The effect or duration doesn't increase, but this cooldown does. It starts at 20 and goes down to 12, I believe? Let's check real quick. Yeah, it goes down to 12. So, early on, CDR will help a lot with getting that cooldown down, but essentially, this is something I put 1 point in it, and then I just try to use it as sparingly as possible, only when I really need it. It's a very interesting, it's a very powerful move. If you are able to read your opponents correctly, you can use this to great advantage. I remember once in a 1v1 joust I was playing against an Arachne, and just by virtue of reading her, like, her body movement, I was able to dodge a cocoon. Like, we were both staring at each other, I just felt the need, I hit it, and I dodged a cocoon. It was such a good feeling, it was so cool. I actually have it uploaded in a video somewhere, I might put that in the description. But yeah. Going on from Moonlit Waltz, Chang'e is all about timing in that sense, so that's something you want. Just have good timing. If you feel like you should use Moonlit Waltz, you don't think you're gonna, like, desperately have to need it, then just use it. Just use it. Alright. Let's see. Alright, I was just trying something out there. So yeah, be careful with Moonlit Waltz. It's essentially a walking Aegis, so use that to the best effect you can. Huh. Is he gonna use a... No, I don't think he is. Alright, so her third ability is called Moonflower Dance, and this is what makes her a support. Otherwise, if she didn't have this, she would basically just be kind of a very odd mage. What a... Ah! He's chasing me! Oh, well, we gotta kill him. Okay. Got him. Okay. So their ability is called Moonflower Dance. This is what it looks like. For them. Basically that's your heal. Now it's a very low powered heal. And that's why people were crying she was underpowered. And I don't mean like whining crying, but like literally like, she's overpowered. I mean not underpowered. My mistake. Alright. Yeah, basically that's her heal. Sorry, I knocked the mic away from my mouth. It's like, you'll see this as like 170 plus, I believe, 30%. That's literally like the exact half amount of healing that Hell's Heal does. It does like 340 plus 60%. However, Chang'e's has a few little twists to it, and Chang'e's abilities are all special. They all have like a little extra thing about them that makes them very unique, very important. And Chang'e's is that for each allied god you heal, you get healed more for that. So like, you heal just, you're like sitting like you're alone, you're like right here, no one's around you. You heal, you don't get healed for that much. It's still a good amount, but not that much. However, you're in the middle of a team fight and you heal and you get all 5 of your teammates, you're going from like 30% off to a full blast 100%. It's very powerful that way. It's all who's that? Oh, minions. It's also got a very low cooldown, 10 seconds. That's not a lot. That's pretty That's a pretty low cooldown to be honest, and yeah, it's a pretty good move. It also has 50% healing reduction if you hit an enemy with it. I'll show you against on Raw, and that doesn't sound that good, like 50% healing reduction, so what? But in certain circumstances, it can be incredibly useful. I remember once I was solo laning against Hercules. Whenever he used mitigate wounds, I would just do this. I'd poke up there, use this to get that healing reduction on him. You'll see it's in that purple cloud, and oh, it was just so good. Thought that was actually a fountain that would damage me. It doesn't. Uh-huh. And it was just so good because Herc's greatest strength is to sustain wounds. He heals, and the more damage he takes, the more he heals for a percentage of that. I was basically able to nullify that damage. And that goes for any healer. You're soloing against Aphrodite, like pop this on her right before she uses her birds. Aphrodite's so dependent on heals, she'll fall apart. And yeah, any god with heals. Even lifesteal. If someone's very reliant on lifesteal, you can use this, and it'll kneecap that. So, alright, so it's a pretty interesting ability. I think I got everything on it. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and Chang'e heals herself an additional 25%. So you heal all 5 gods, that's 125% buff to your heal. That makes it a lot more than Hell's Heal, which is pretty good. So her 4th ability, her ultimate, and her best ability is called Waxing Moon. Like I said earlier, I have her first 3 abilities on instant cast, her last are normal. There's a certain virtue having this on instant, but I would always just hit the wrong button and send off at the wrong time. Now this, it's a very good ultimate. You'll see it's hard to see the hitbox here. Yeah, I'm in a darker spot now. It's kind of hard to see the hitbox, but it's very long, pretty wide. And this is it. Boop. Just that. Die, Rock. Die. Uh-huh. Now, that didn't look very impressive, but it does a good chunk of damage. Right now, I have kind of a build. It's doing like a good 700 damage. And that's pretty good. Like, if there's a low health enemy getting away, you know no one else is going to get it. Do not be afraid just to pop this and clean up the kill. Don't use it to steal kills. You're a support. You're not there to steal kills. You're there to give your teammates the kills, or you carry the kills so they can do more damage. And like but Moon, I'm sorry, my words are getting all jarbled up. But Waxing Moon, like all of her other abilities, has a special effect. If you hit more than one enemy god with it, they will be stunned. Like, if you hit one god with it, they're stunned for 1 second. You hit 2 gods with it, the first god's stunned for a second, second god is stunned for 2 seconds. And if you hit a third one, they would be stunned for 3 seconds, etc., etc. Sorry. And it can goes all the way up to a 5-second stun, and that's what makes her... Chang'e is built around team fighting. They like to hint at how you should use a god and their abilities. Like Chang'e, she gets healed for the more gods she heals. Team fights. She stuns enemies. The more enemies she stuns, team fights. That's where she wants you to be. You restore mana if you dodge. Team fights. If you hit an enemy with your first, they get physical protection. If you hit an ally with your first move, they get physical protections. Kind of just lane pushing, but also team fights. It can make a pretty significant difference if you're just going up against like Artemis or something. I don't know, random physical god. It can make those 30 extra protections can actually make a difference. It'll make a big difference to your minions. So alright, I think that's everything I have written down. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, also reduces enemy healing by 50%. But yeah, if you do use Waxing Moon on instant cast, be careful. Because so many times, I've just been trying to stare down an enemy. I hit my 3 to heal. Boom. 4. Accidentally sent out Waxing Moon, waste my ultimate. And her ultimate is definitely her strongest move. As a support, you kind of need CC to help your teammates get kills easier. And this is her only form of CC. She does have healing reduction. She does have invincibility to body block for teammates. She has a great poke. But she doesn't really have any movement speed CC, any stuns, except her ultimate, which is a very good stun, but oh well. However, that's why you will buy Gem of Isolation, or some sort of slowing item to help your team get kills. Oh, and something else, an application I forgot to use for Moonlit Waltz. You'll see you'll be invincible for like a second or two. Don't just use this to get out of a desperate situation. If you know a teammate is going to be attacked, like if a low health teammate is running away, get behind him, and if somebody, like an enemy, I don't know, Arachne, or Zeus or something, uses an ability, block it for them. Use your invincibility, go in front of them, and they'll just take tons of damage. Oh, by the way, Waxing Moon does go through walls. Oh, so that's like if you see someone hiding out like Ra's like hiding out behind that fire giant buffalo there, you can just be like boom, go around, swing, hit him with your Polynomicon, he'll be dead. So alright, I think that concludes the ability section. Just quick overview. Her passive, she can buy items when she's not at the store. Very nice, gives her lots of sustain. A very unique sort of sustain too. First ability, Crescent Moon Dance, does damage, gives physical protections to allies. 3.4 second cooldown at max, 5 second at unregulated cooldown. So that's something, you know. Moonlit Waltz, invincibility for a second. The animation lies. You're not invincible as soon as your feet lift off the ground. You're invincible sometime during or after your apex. And that also restores mana, but big whoop. You get like maybe 100 mana off that. Her 3, Moonflower Dance. Heals, gives healing reduction to enemies. Heals you more the more allied gods you heal with it. So heal your friends, guys. Heal your friends. Even if they don't really need it and you do, just heal them. You'll get more out of it. Oh, and second bar of passive, she gets increased movement speed when using her dances. You're running away, just boom, spam dances. And Waxing Moon, it goes through walls. It goes through walls, it goes through trains, it goes through everything. No. It goes through walls, does a good chunk of damage. The more enemies you hit with it, the better you're gonna do with it. Because you hit more than one enemy, they'll be stunned for longer. So, alright, I guess we're gonna move on to the build section. So I do want to show me killing Ra through the wall. So alright. Boop. Come at me. Honestly, like, if you know, like, Ra's definitely turning up for something, when there's a visual cue someone's about to use their ultimate, seriously, like, totally use Moonlit Waltz. It's a good idea. Alright. Ah, got it. Yeah, see, it does go through walls, and that's a very useful thing. I honestly didn't know that. So, alright. That was actually a pretty short ability segment. Thought I had more to say. But, oh well, so alright, let's talk about builds. Let me get a real build all set up, and I'll come back in a second. Hold on. Alrighty, we're back, and I got the build set up. So, alright, we're basically just gonna be at the store screen the whole time while I talk about items. So, alright, let's talk about Chang'e. So, cooldown reduction is very important on Chang'e. Basically, all you're doing is using your abilities. Your basic attacks don't do much. They just don't. So you're gonna want CDR. That's why I start with Shoes of Focus. This isn't a big deal. If you're really attached to Boots of Magi, you can, but not sure why. You're playing a support. You want to be heal more. Magical penetration does not help you heal more. It helps you deal more damage, which is not your job. Therefore, get Boots of Focus. This build right here, this is a support build for a support Chang'e, not a, like, primarily damaged Chang'e, which does work fairly well, actually. Though pretty much any mage can build damage if you build it with Polynomicon, but whatever. So yeah, Boots of Focus gives you that movement speed, gives you that CDR, generic first item. Pretty much almost everyone gets it, but get Shoes of Focus, not Magi. You want to heal, not do damage. Going on to that, Rod of Asclepius. Don't know how you say it. That's how I say it. Probably wrong. But this is a great item. If you're playing support, even if you're not playing support, pick up this item. It's so good. It gives you 75 magical power, 200 health, plus 10% movement speed. That literally is perfect for Chang'e. More magic power, so you heal more. More health, so you're not so darn squishy. And movement speed. Chang'e is all about mobility. You want an extra movement speed. Oh, you're going to be zipping around. They're going to have a really tough time hitting you while you're using your dances. So good. And the aura, your allies and you get healed more. That's such a powerful passive. Because Chang'e is honestly a weak healer. Like, especially compared to Hell. Hell can heal a lot more than Chang'e. But Chang'e can do it differently. She can heal herself a lot more than Hell can heal herself. But that's not why you're there. But with this, it kind of helps bridge that gap a little. It just helps so much. It's such a good item to have, guys. Just get it. And come on, don't you want to heal yourself for like 140% of your normal heal? Now, alright, so these are basically the two core items that no matter what you do, you should get these items. And the rest are kind of situational. This is the most generic build I could find. I went through all my old games as Chang'e and got these items. I think I have like a 70% win rate with her. So, alright. Gem of Isolation. As I said earlier, Chang'e doesn't actually have a lot of CC for support. Um, Not sure why. I don't know. Yeah, I really like Chang'e as a god, but that's a little weird. But that's fine. I love it the way she is. So basically, you're buying CC. You're buying a slow. Enemies hit by your damage abilities will move 25% slower for 2 seconds. Basically, if you can consistently hit them with Crescent Moon Dance, or basically there's going to be like a 1.4 second downtime where they will not be slowed if you keep hitting them with that. And it's very easy to hit Crescent Moon Dance. Because you move 25% faster during when you're using an ability, enemies that think, oh, I'm just out of range. If you move forward while using that move, you'll nick him, and it'll do full damage, so it's great. Alrighty. So yeah, that's why you get Gem of Isolation. Slow them down, makes them easier to hit, lets your teammates hit them easier. It's good. It also gives health mana. Chang'e is pretty mana hungry. That's why Chang'e, normally meditation is a bad idea, because it just, if you're a new player, go for meditation. Go for it, because you don't know how to manage your mana yet. But if you're like a medium level player, an experienced player, don't buy meditation. Just learn how to manage your mana using mana potions, going back to base, because it's not like meditation is necessarily bad, but it wastes an active slot that could be Aegis or beads that could actually save your life instead of a crappy 30% heal every 2 minutes. And that's not even going to help that much. But on Chang'e, this item is great, because Chang'e is about sustain. She can buy items while she's not at the store. Unique form of sustain no one else has. She basically never has to go back to base. And if you buy meditation, she'll doubly never have to do that. Because if you buy meditation and mana potions at the beginning, you're basically never going to have to leave your lane. Never. Because, I mean, if meditation isn't going for you, just pop a mana potion once you get low. And by the time you get low again, meditate will be ready. So it's a very good item. Incredibly high sustain. Incredibly high. And you know what? With the Rod of Asclepius, the healing is going to be increased. So it's kind of a decent buy. Very good buy in Chang'e. Almost unlimited sustain. I highly recommend it. But if you're really great against meditation, you don't have to. Okay, talking a lot here. So alright, moving on to Breastplate of Valor. This is probably the best CDR item in the game. You'll see they actually add a lot of items with CDR. You can't buy 3 of them, which is okay. You already got 15% from Boost of Focus. Mail Renewal. Not really something you want to be looking at. That's just a defensive item. Definitely, if you're playing a team fight mode, it can work. Only 10% CDR though, and CDR is so important to her. Breastplate of Valor though. Ability cooldowns are reduced by 25%. 550 mana, great. 75% physical protection, great. The reason I would get this over Mail Renewal is that this gives you more CDR, mana, which Chang'e really needs. I would actually maybe get this as a 3rd item and Gem of Isolation as a 4th item. Maybe switch the order up on this. Yeah, actually do that. Get Breastplate of Valor first, not Gem of Isolation. So, yeah. And Mail Renewal. You don't need that passive. You're healing like crazy every 6 seconds anyway. So, alright. Basically, you just want that to finish out your CDR. You can get Chronos' Pendant if you really, really want to, but honestly, it's a bad item. It just is. Plus Fishing Magical Power, that's crap. I'm sorry, but it is. That's like adding like 20 damage to your abilities. Plus 25 MP5 is decent, but I mean, at this point in the game, you're not really going to need mana. But it's just a weird item. So alright, moving on to Voidstone. This is just a very, very generic mage item. You'll get the regular Voidstone because it reduces magical protection of enemies within 55 units by 15. That's basically reducing, that's literally reducing their defense by 15, just like penetration. It gives you magical power and gives you magical protection. That's something you want. Chang'e squishy. That's good. This helps keep her safe. It gives you penetration and power. That's good. That helps her heal more and do more damage. It's just a generic, overall good mage item. Honestly, it's kind of a core item, a lot of mages, but if you want to deviate from it, go ahead. In certain situations, there are definitely better options than Voidstone. And to finish us off, the king of all magic items, Ratatouille. Very simple, very expensive, plus 125 magical power, plus 15 mana per 5 seconds or something. It increases magical power by 25%. This item is just so good. Like, it sounds like, oh, that's a lot of magical power. But does it sound worth it for the price? It does. Honestly, like, if I'm decide to build Tahuti as like my 4th item, my magical power will double. Just from this passive, like I'll have 120 after finishing it off. I'll have like around 300, and that makes a huge difference. I've noticed a lot of times after buying this, I start doing a lot more damage. I start healing a lot more. You just become more of a presence in the game after you buy it. It's just so good. I'm getting 3 gold per second. That's unusual. So alright, yeah, this is a generic support build along with active, along with meditation. Other actives that are good for her. Aegis Amulet, that definitely can be good if you're stuck in a tight spot. It basically gives you another Aegis on top of the one you already have. So you can do that. I can sell actives because I haven't left the fountain yet. That's something you can do. Some people still know that. A very interesting item you can use on Chang'e is Purification Beads. And it's interesting, not... These just make you immune and cleanse you from all crowd control for 5 seconds, but they also reduce your CDR by 5 seconds. Like, just a flat reduction in all CDR abilities. And I did not come up with this idea. This is something I found on a guide by, I believe his username had Weasel in it. I will post in the description. It's a very good written guide if you don't want to watch this whole video for it. But basically what it is this. The strategy is like, you're in a tight spot, you use Moonlit Waltz. Oh no, they're still getting you. You use this, boom, you can Moonlit Waltz almost instantaneously. That's pretty crazy. Granted, it's only once every 90 seconds, but beads in themselves are just such a good item. They'll get you out of so much crap. Yeah, alright, so this is my support build. Meditation, Infinite Sustain, so good. Double, oh, I guess I can't sell that. But really, just use your brain when buying actives. Aegis Amulet, you can stuck in a tough spot, you're against on here, just use that to counter result. Shard, definitely an arena item, buy that in arena, or Assault, so you can heal a lot more and sustain a lot longer. Providence, great warding item, so good, such a good warding item. I don't even have words to describe how good it is. I don't have any words to describe how good this warding item is. Oh, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. So yeah, all right. This is the support build. Let's sell that, and let's move on to the mage attack build. Now, Chang'e is best used as a support, but like you're in a 3v3 joust, and like it's like you, a tank, and like someone like a bruiser tank. Like let's say it's like Chang'e, Hades, and like I don't know. I honestly don't know, and like Artemis, and Artemis is just not doing her job of doing enough damage. Don't be afraid to just start building a lot more damage. Now, even when I build damage, I still try to pick up CDR as early as possible, so still get Shoes of Focus. Maybe your Breastplate of Valor, Cronus' Pendant. Like if you're going mage from the start and they don't even have physical protection on their team, it's still a really good item just for the mana and passive, but maybe get Chronos' Pendant, because if you don't need physical protection, and you don't really need, like, you're not finding any ability issues with using your mana too much, just, I don't know, I guess you can. Chronos' Pendant, just not that good, though. So yeah, get this, just get some sort of CDR, Valor, Chronos' Pendant, whatever. And then after this, Polynomicon. You want to build this quickly. And you also want to build Magic Power quickly. Basically, Polynomicon's passive, I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. Use an ability, and then your next successful basic attack will deal 100% of your magical power. Now, Chang'e can use abilities so frequently, and she can have a good deal of magic power. This is so effective on her. Because, like, honestly, once I get this build finished, we're going to go kill the fire giant, just to show how good she is. Yeah, it's just so good on her. It's basically a core item on every mage. I think it's honestly a little overpowered right now, just because of how good it is. Like, with this, you will be hitting for like 800 damage with a basic attack. I've killed a lot of people by just going, shoop, Polynomicon, boop, dead. So much damage. Honestly, because of this item, I've been able to take down a tower by myself. Teammates were being cowards in a 3v3. I just went with my minions in the tower, clear the wave, hit the tower. Waited a second, waited a second, waited a second. Boom. Use Moonflower Dance, heal the minions, hit the tower. I just kept doing that. And then once that went away, like, just use that to buff my minions' protection again, hit the tower. I just did that. I took out the tower around 3 or 4 shots. It was great. And if you're built, whoopsies. If you're even if you're playing Battle Chang'e, Mage Chang'e, you can still buy Rod of Asclepius if you want, if you feel like it. If you're building a hybrid, definitely pick up Rod of Asclepius. Honestly, it's just very good. Very, very good. Now, after this, I generally buy Gem of Isolation. Just because it makes it a lot easier to hit that ever critical Polynomicon. And it also helps out your teammates. You're sort of filling your support role here. A little bit. I already explained why it's a good item before, so I'll just, it still helps. And then after this, I generally go Rod of Tahuti. The build is a little similar, but I'll talk around with like certain special items to use for certain roles or certain circumstances. Niche items. Oh, Rod of Tahuti, so much magical power. You will really start doing a lot of damage with these items. Then after that, it depends. If I'm doing good, just in general, I don't know, it depends. They have healers or something by Divine Ruin. I don't know. I might buy Bancroft's Talent. Bancroft's Talent is an item I like. But basically, this is item of your choice. This last item here is situational. A lot of people listed in builds just as situational. Do what you want with it. And, one of my favorite items is Bancroft's Talent, because as you lose health, your attacks get stronger. Like if you're running away like 30% health, and like you go in the middle of your teammates heal, with this passive and with this passive Asclepius and healing 5 teammates, you will go back to 100% health. It's just so useful. And if you're having a lot of those moments where like he's barely getting away with just a sliver of health, Bancroft's Talent will take care of that for you. It's passive, you gain more magical power per 1% of missing health. So in theory, it can net you like probably up to 100. It can net you theoretically up to 199 magical power, and it gives you lifesteal for even more sustain. So that's good. But other items you can substitute for this, like I said, pop in Rod of Asclepius, pop in Voidstone. That's just a very good item overall, Voidstone. You can just pop it into pretty much any mage's build. If you feel like a go Pythagorean piece gives you a good chunk of mana, magical power, magical lifesteal. Magical lifesteal. It's not something I would build for, but I mean, why not? Why not? Ethereal Staff. This is a really underrated item. If you already have Asclepius and you're getting more health from that, and especially if you have Warlock Sash, this will give you like plus 100 magical power with its passive. The passive is 2% of your maximum health is converted to magical power, and just in case you can't read or something. I know. If you will need to read everything on the screen out loud. It gives you a ton of health, like 600. Good chunk of mana. Very good chunk of mana. And with the passive, it'll give you around 100 magical power. Yeah. Alright. Let's move on to niche items. Let's say you're doing solo lane. I would still get boots first and use her passive to... the thing about her passive is that every time you see that item flash in the corner, like... Let's see. I can, buy tier 2 of this. And the item is flashing in the corner, signifying I have enough money to get that. As soon as you see that, just back up, buy that, because it can give you a fairly huge advantage in terms of stats. Because they may actually have more gold with you, but they haven't been able to go back because of your amazing sustain. So they may have 5,000 gold and you have 4,000. They've only bought 3,000 gold worth of stuff. You've bought 4,000 gold. You're actually more farmed than in that given circumstance. So that's good. And that's like a solo lane scenario. But yeah, let's talk about solo lane. Solo lane in general, let's say I'm doing a 1v1 joust, practicing my solo lane, I'll pick up Warlock Sash. What this item does, every time you kill a minion, you'll get a stack. It gives you 3 health and 0.6 magical power. It goes up to 100 stacks, so you're getting 60 extra magical power. That's 110 total. And 300 health, so that's 600 health total. Guys, this item will make you very tanky. It's a good item to use just... if you're solo laning, it'll give you a definite tankiness advantage. Even if you're solo laning against Strong Queen, you can probably take him out. Not today! I got him. You can probably take him out with your healing reduction. Just that plain out sustaining him, and you'll think he's tanky, you're tanky too. Also, another good solo laning item, if you can tell that you're more skilled than your opponent, especially in a 1v1 joust scenario, do not, I guess I'm not in the store, do not be afraid to buy Doom Orb. Basically, this item, it's very cheap. It's 1900 gold. Gives you 40 magical power, 200 mana, 7 MP5. Kind of grody based stats, but it's cheap. However, it's passive. gain +2 magical power per stack, max 50 stacks each minion kill. That is insane. If you're playing solo lane, you can very easily get some crazy, crazy stacks of this. And it'll net you up to 140 magical power. That's crazy. It's a very snowballing item. You can buy it very early on. If you're very you're cocky, you're arrogant, you know you're gonna win. You can even buy do more right away, foregoing boots, and even actives. And that item will just let you snowball. It'll give you a lot more power than your opponent. The downside is that all stacks are lost. Well, half of all stacks are lost on death. So if I die now, I'd come back with 4 stacks if I had 50. So I was rocking 140 magical power. If I died, I'd come back with 25 and have like 90 magical power, which still is good. But like if you die twice in a row once you have full stacks, you basically have to refarm all of it, which kind of sucks. It's a snowballing item. If you're in control of the game, it lets you stay in control. Like I said, if you're playing solo lane, it's definitely to your advantage to pick up a stacking item. And especially in a 1v1 joust, it's to your huge advantage to pick up a stacking item. If you're playing 1v1 joust, you better pick up a stacking item. No reason not to. You're the only one that's killing the minions. So alright. That's it. And let's say you're going crazy. So you picked up Warlock Sash early on, but the game glitched, so it's at the very end. Ethereal Staff, like I said, it works off of health. If you have this, like if you just have this build right here, but you substitute, like say, I don't know, like you substitute boots because you're crazy, with Ethereal Staff you would get a very large amount of power from the Warlock Sash. But basically what I'm saying here is that Warlock Sash and Ethereal Staff synergize well together. If you get Warlock Sash, I encourage you to buy Ethereal Staff, but chances are you're still going to get more pure magical power from Tahuti, but you'll get a lot more tankiness and sustain from Ethereal Staff. So alright. I think that's around it. I went over every item I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Book of Thoth, it's not something you really need. If you're having trouble with mana, just buy Meditate. It's good on Chang'e. Gives you huge amounts of sustain. Chang'e is very mana hungry early on. Probably should have mentioned this earlier, not 40 minutes in. So if you're playing like a game, just like a regular match with her, ask for blue buff. Even if there's another person, if you ask for blue buff, what you'll be able to do is give your team a huge early advantage. Just be like being heal, spam, oh no, I'm in trouble. Just like using all of your dance without having to worry about mana. Because she is very mana hungry. She really is. Gotcha. Alright, so I think that's about it. I talked about all the items I wanted to. You know, Obsidian Shard. If you're doing solo by yourself and you want to maximize the time they're down, get Obsidian Shard. It just increases your penetration. Spirit of Magus, I would not recommend it because it goes by abilities. Demonic Grip, do not recommend. Just, I don't know, I could talk about all the items in all honesty. Like, Wall of Apps, that's the one I did one of my first tutorials, but alright. So, alright, I guess that's the formal end of the thing. What are we rocking? 550 magical power, that's not bad. Let's take out the Fire Giant. You're gonna see here what I'm talking about when I say Fallen It's so important, because like you'll see, I did some damage with like my abilities, but I'm doing a lot more damage with Fallen Like, just my spin did how much damage? Just my spin did how much damage? Not my spin, my slice did like 300. The Fallen did more than that. Oh, we're gonna get him! Yeah. Oh man. We died, but we could have used Meditate or something. And in all honesty, if you're soloing the Fire Giant as Chang'e, something is wrong with your team, because they should have sent an assassin with you or something, or a tank, or anything really. Alright, so killed the Fire Giant. Might as well go clear all the buff camps. Yeah, not really sure there's any other abilities I want to talk about. I'll formally end the video here. I'm gonna go mess around a bit though. Oh, look at that clear. So good. So good. Yeah, movement speed just makes you crazy. It's great. Like, if you're just trolling them with speed, oh, not really trolling them, but you're trying the unconventional tactic of using speed. Oh, look at that one-hit hoppy. Oh. But yeah, I'll formally end the video here. If I made a mistake, if I did something wrong, if I didn't mention a really good item on Chang'e, please correct me. I will add in the description, perhaps even edit the video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave if you've made it all to the way to the end. Good job. I know I'm probably pretty boring to listen to, just drone on and on about items and abilities. So thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, anything to show your appreciation. I hope I'll see you again next time. Alright, bye bye peoples. I guess I don't really want to end the video. I think I'm just gonna screw around. I mean, why not? Let's see how fast we can kill Rock. Like with Polynomicon and all this jazz, this is great. Boom. Oh. Oh! I was gonna say like 3 hits 1 second, that would be great. But we couldn't quite get it. You know what, maybe we should go for fire. Yeah, I'm gonna go for fire giant again. Yeah, the radio's over. I'm not gonna say anything else important. Let's just kill the fire giant. Do 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 do. Can't hit me. Can't hit me. Oh crap. My strafing isn't working on him. Do do. Dodge, sucker. Take that. Yeah, you gotta be careful when you're playing this here. You gotta make sure that you're timing your abilities right so you're not wasting your Polynomicon. Ooh, alright. Oh, 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 okay. Oh yeah, got that fool. Not bad, not bad. Fire giant smite. Alright, so kill the fire giant. I always just like to do that. It's just for fun. It's pretty good. Alrighty. Boop. See ya. Let's kill these guys. I'll probably do this in like 2 hits. Man of fire. Oh, that's cool. That's like a nice contrast between the blue and the red. What is movement speed? I wish it like before you could have as many buffs as you wanted at one time. It was crazy, like just seeing like a jungler come out and having like literally like all the buffs on him. You're just like, I'm screwed. Because even if he's under leveled, he's still gonna be doing more damage than you. Oh, got you, poopy gold fury. Oh, the guy scared me. Yeah, it was just crazy. I don't know, I like the new buffs because it felt really cheap in 1v1 just where like the person would disappear for 5 minutes, you take out a tower, then they come back with all the, like literally movement speed buff, attack buff, just all the buffs. It was so lame. There we go. Alright. We'll dance out of there. That's what I mean when I say you can use your abilities to run away. Because I covered a lot of ground pretty quickly there. Do I get movement speed from this? I don't. Ooh. Your damage versus tower and phoenix is increased by 20%. That's cool. That's like for every 5 attacks I get 1 free. Alright, I guess I'll seriously end the video here. I was just messing around. So, alright. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Blockity. Like, comment, subscribe, anything to show your appreciation. And I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.